So, with the international break over, can Manchester United use it to their advantage and be as strong as they were at the beginning of the season in the title run-in? Welcome to the King Power Stadium today for Leicester and Manchester United in the second Premier League encounter, and a lot has changed in terms of Leicester City. Recently second manager Claudio Ranieri a few months ago and missed a controversy all over the football world, despite them only sitting in 10th place. What a bizarre turn of events Leicester City have been under. For Manchester United, it has been a bit of a grueling slog recently. Jose Mourinho has really had a lot of headaches in recent times, but they do have a almost insurmountable scoring record of 58 goals for the season overall in the Premier League anyway. But their form is starting to dip somewhat. The international break probably couldn't have come at a better time. It's almost full strength for Leicester City, but they're missing Kasper Schmeichel today as Ron Albert Leicester starts in goal. It's Tsunami and Musa, the two who started against the previous encounters. Johnny Drinkwater only making the bench today. For Manchester United, just the one normal change from their full-strength side. Paul Pogba is still out with a slight knock. Nelson Semedo comes in for Antonio Valencia. So in a rare occurrence, it's Craig Paulson who's the referee for this match today. Well, Craig Shakespeare is not working miracles, but he's keeping Leicester City in a sustained situation. But the fans weren't outraged with the decision. I think they were, but they quickly got over it, as you probably do. The football world does move forward. But Claudio Ranieri's sacking was controversial, to say the least. The team sitting in 10th place. I guess the loss of Jamie Vardy to Chelsea might have had something to do with that. Here's Raheem Mahrez right off the kickoff off the post. And Manchester United already in a bit of a spot of bother. Their season is quickly falling apart as far as the Premier League is concerned. They are still the leaders ahead of Arsenal and Crystal Palace. But obviously they lost the FA Cup quarter-finals against Stoke City in a penalty shootout, no less. Their Europa League matches are really starting to hurt them now, but they're in the semi-finals. I think there is no doubt that Jose will make the top four. I think he's almost confirmed it, to be honest, in virtue of points. And they spring a surprise today. And that may look like an injury for Nelson Semedo. And that's the last thing Manchester United need. They've just had the international break, for goodness sake. And Nelson Semedo is down. And he's not getting back up either. He's struggling. The referee's having to stop the game, I think. And just where would it end for Manchester United in terms of injuries? Time zones and all, I suppose. Ibrahimovic plays to Martial. Oh, it's a great strike and a great goal by Martial. And Manchester United take the lead out of absolutely nothing. And a great shot from Martial. We did say it was going to be a tricky afternoon for Zola, and it's proven why. Zlatan plays the ball to Martial. Strikes it first time. What a strike. That is a great goal by Martial. Right in the corner. Hit it first time, despite the conditions. And the ball was bobbling on the ground. And obviously the conditions are going to play a part in that as well. And Zola, unfortunately, has been beaten. It's a thunderous strike from Martial. Take nothing away from him. And that's his 5th goal in the league this season. Well, Martial gives his team the lead. And that's exactly what Manchester United need after the international break. They're a little bit nervy there for the first couple of minutes. But hopefully now Manchester United fans have settled nerves as their team is up by 1-0 in the first 15 minutes of the game. Thanks to Anthony Martial. And Martial's keeping it. And that is the end of the first half. Job done for Manchester United. Martial giving them the lead on 15 minutes. And it's been pretty much all Manchester United from there. Mahrez did have an early chance off the bar in the embers of the game. But Manchester United, after the goal from Martial, pretty much took control and leading the break. Leicester City 0, Manchester United 1. What a great ball. And Qatari being a little wizard as usual. Going to whip it in towards Martial. He's off the par. And well, I don't think it was ever going in from Martial, to be honest. Bicycle kick, pretty audacious really, coming off the post. Hold the bar. Oh, it's actually... No, it's a corner. Oh my goodness, I'm really getting mixed up here. I'm confused. Mata in with the corner, headed away. But not the case. Mahrez. Good save from De Gea. That's the first good save he's had to make today. That was a great stop. And once again, hashtag Dave saves in effect. And that's going to be Musa's last action of the game. And he's going to come on for Madrid. First legs up front, I suppose. Craig Shakespeare's team haven't really played that well today. But again, it is the Champions League elect in Manchester United. You are going to struggle, especially when against a team that scored 58 goals in the league, and plus the one in the Europa League and FA Cup. That's a great punch by De Gea. And Luke Shaw, that was the great response to the somewhat criticism that Jose put him under at the press conference. Zella has come forward for the corner here. And it's cut out by Mahrez. Hernandez. Zella's got to get back in goal. And Mata was going to turn and shoot. And it's going to be a Leicester City free kick. It's going to be Fuchs. Mata was ready to turn and shoot with Zella galloping towards his goal. And we would have been in for one of the most spectacular goals of the season, but instead Mata committed a foul, and now we've got this Leicester free kick from Fuchs. And it's over the bar. Somewhat further forward than usual. And that is the end of the game. Manchester United, no goals in the second half. Very little to speak of since the goal from Anthony Martial, which puts them pretty much on even 30 with Arsenal. We'll check their score later. They were leading at half-time. But this is a game that Manchester United need to win to regain some confidence. They've done that today. Anthony Martial in the 16th minute. And unfortunately, no further goals in the second half. Leicester were pretty average today, apart from a few chances. And David De Gea having very little to do. And hashtag Dave Saves was in effect right at the end. Leicester nil, Manchester United 1, and a vital 3 points for them today. Confirming the score at the Hawthorn today, Arsenal grabbed a further goal in the second half, meaning they won by 3-1. This means the table is as it was, with Manchester United still having a game in hand over Arsenal and 2 points clear. Spurs and Crystal Palace falling behind even further. Liverpool 5th, the champions still in 10th despite their loss today. Chelsea 7th, and the relegation zone is as you were as well, with Manchester City now 2 points behind Everton of all teams. West Brom look to be further in trouble, and Burnley's relegation is all but confirmed at this point. We enter the final weeks of the Premier League season, and the title running is still as hot as ever. Manchester United take on West Brom today at Old Trafford, and a good return home could be very vital here. This could be a telling game at the end of the season. But Arsenal won their last encounter with this very team by 3-1, and Manchester United kept their lead by beating Leicester City by 1-0 in a kind of season where they're kind of falling apart to a degree. Manchester United still 2 points clear of the chasing pack. I believe this might be their game in hand they have over the rest. So a win here would go a long way. A draw would even go into some way as well. That would leave them 3 points clear, and thanks to their high goal difference total, that could prove crucial as well. David De Gea will start in goal with Valencia, Smalling, Blind and Borford, Jackson, Carrick and Henwood. With Rooney in the midfield, it's Lingard and Memphis either side of the return of Marcus Rashford. Obviously the game against Leicester was just a few days ago, and that's the reason for all the switches. Tony Pulis. It is Ben Foster, of course, in goal, with Nahum, Olivier, Macaulay and Johnny Evans returning to Old Trafford. And Salomon Rondon is up front. Chris Brunt makes the bench today. Former United man Darren Fletcher also makes the team on the bench. Andre Mariner takes charge today, so another game where Anthony Taylor is off somewhere else. And it makes a welcome change for Manchester United fans. It's kind of a running joke at this point. But it's no laughing matter on the pitch for Manchester United. This is a crucial game now. With the Premier League reaching its final stages, Manchester United 2 points clear. They're pretty much confirmed with top 4 as far as all things considered. So Jose will definitely be staying on for another season in that regard. There'll be obviously questions over Memphis and Schneidlin and Zlatan Ibrahimovic as well. Even Bastian Schweinsteiger has been called into question. And the Chicago Fire are having a look at him for a stint in America. It would make sense. Bastian's sadly not going to be a week in, week out guy like he used to. But he can still be a valuable asset, but I think the rising of Manchester United, a few youth players that have been rumoured to be signing some senior contracts very soon. Players like Ollie Cox there as well. Brandon Murphy's another one. There's quite a few youth players coming in through the system at the moment, and they're looking really impressive. And as always, when it is the case of Manchester United, their love for the English young player has certainly been telling for a lot of careers. Here is former United man Johnny Evans. Chadley. Berahino. And straight to Haya. And hashtag Dave saves in effect again. Made a crucial stop or two against Leicester City. And another crucial one there. And Aaron Henwood, ever the good teammate. Nice little scene there. It might have been Johnny Evans with the corner. Valencia with the ball in towards Rooney. And it's a fantastic goal. But I do believe it is offside, because it's not showing up on the scoreboard. And yes, he is. And I think he was a bit way offside, to be honest. It's a great strike from Rooney, to be fair. Wicked cross from Valencia. And it would have been an outstanding finish had it counted. But unfortunately, Rooney has to wait for 254. I believe Rooney's on now. So he's going to get a bit more further away from Charlton. But I don't think it's going to be too far ahead. Especially if Rooney is back onto speculation of transfer, which we've heard before a few times. But a lot of people might actually think this time it's for real. And there's the West Brom captain, Macaulay. And Michael Carrick is fouled by Rondon, and he's going to get booked. And I believe that's a little harsh on Rondon, to be fair. Let's have a look. And he goes after Carrick. He does clip him, but I don't think there's any malicious in that. So I think Rondon has been a bit unfairly penalised there, but you have to be careful now. Jakob. Clay. Rashford. A testament to Manchester United's depth, that even though it's not their first team, because they played a few days ago against Leicester, they can still get it done, Manchester United. It's a testament to their depth, to be honest. McLean, he was way into the box, but unfortunately, it's a shot over the bar. Warning sign from West Brom, perhaps. And next in the Premier League will be Manchester United versus Everton, in Rooney's former side, in which he scored the goal that put him ahead of Bobby Charlton at Goodison Park. What a place to do it in the last few seasons, but now the EFL Cup and Community Shield winners already under Jose Mourinho. Wayne Rooney, who's running all the way, and a good save from Foster. And Wayne Rooney of old really showed there. Great show of determination from Rooney. Still got his heart at Manchester United for now. And he takes the resulting corner. It's out towards Smalling. And Henwood's going to watch it. And he's going to bring it back down and shoot again, just like he did at Watford. And he forces Foster into a good save. Aaron Henwood, what a strike this is! Again! The ball is just spinning unbelievably around the West Brom players, but that time Ben Foster, unlike the Watford goalkeeper, was equal to it. And Aaron Henwood yet again fighting the cause. Here he is again. He's going to try again. You just know it. And Gardner gets in front of him that time. It's almost like Gardner almost knew what Henwood was going to do. Well, it's been rather quiet this first half. West Brom has certainly been the more threatening to a degree. I think it's been rather even on that front too. And Wayne Rooney has been the main man once again. Not the captain today, however. That goes to Henwood. I guess that could be a sign for Wayne Rooney's future being in a little bit of doubt. At the break here, though, Manchester United are 0-0, no goals, and very few other than that as well. The game isn't played on paper. And Wayne Rooney. And I think he took a leave out of Aaron Henwood's book there. Ben Foster's a more capable goalkeeper than you think. He's actually scored a goal before, if you remember. Back in his, I think it was Watford days, against a certain Paul Robinson in the Blackburn goal. Rooney. And what a phenomenal goal that was from Ben Foster. Was there some luck in it? Maybe. But he more than earned it. Berahino. Oh, wonderful play from West Brom. His right. That's wonderful for Berahino. And right wastes it. That was such beautiful play from West Brom there. And David De Gea beat it. And didn't beat the bar either. Right. Now here's Chadley in the box. Pull back to right. And West Brom have scored. Oh dear. And finally, West Brom, their persistence has paid dividends today. And they score. David De Gea's not getting there. And finally, West Brom have broken through. And I think they deserved it. They've really played really well today, to be fair, and they've been rather unlucky in some cases, and that will not do Manchester United's title hopes any favours at all. They're only 2 points clear of Arsenal, and this is a game in hand that they can't really afford to lose. But West Brom, with 12 minutes left, have the lead. Marcus Rashford, it's over to you. United 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. And just for the record, West Brom have dealt really well with Marcus Rashford this evening. So, that's a rare occasion. At least so far. Rooney. Aaron Henwood plays to Rashford. Oh, it's blocked by the defender. And when Marcus Rashford has the ball, everyone at West Brom throws themselves in front of him. Bit of an old tactic, but it works. Rooney. Oh, and Foster, brilliant save. And it's going to be one of those nights for United, isn't it? Where the opposing goalkeeper comes to Old Trafford and has one of the best nights of his life. And the irony is, it's Ben Foster who's providing his former team with some trouble today. United corner. Rooney will take it. It's looping over to Smalling. Memphis. And Aaron Henwood, who's played a pass to Memphis. Everyone at West Brom was jumping. Everyone at West Brom was jumping in front of Henwood. They know what he could do, but he called them out and passed it. Memphis couldn't finish it. It's been far from that in the second half. United have formed of dipped. And it crashed down with a loss at Stoke City in the FA Cup, which took the holders out. It's going to be a free kick to West Brom. He's going to have a word with someone as well. Well, Chadley is right on the edge of the box, and this could finish United off here this evening. Let's see what he comes up with. He brings Rondon up with him, or Berahino. And oh, and off the bar by Craig Gardner. And that's no surprise. Rooney to Henwood to Rashford. Oh, and you knew what was going on there. West Brom, they've really defended well this evening. You've got to give them every credit. They've done well. Rooney, Rashford and Foster, great starting position. And maybe that could be a last chance for United. Lingard, Rashford. And again, Marcus Rashford has stopped anything that guy does. West Brom are on him, and that's it. West Brom take the win today after a fantastic defensive performance where they smothered every Manchester United player throughout the game. West Brom deserved this win today. And in a game where Manchester United couldn't afford to lose, West Brom took it to them. Literally. And Wright, who got the goal today, and was probably deserving of more than one, but the defensive work from Tony Pulis' side has paid off again. The man is a defensive mastermind. He even has stopped Marcus Rashford from scoring today. And that has not happened very often this season. Manchester United dealt a blow by a brilliant defensive West Brom side today. Manchester United 0, West Brom 1. So let's have a look at what that means to the table. It appears that Manchester United was struck a lifeline later in the week as Arsenal lost their game. So the table actually stays at the top. And having a look at this now, maybe top 4 isn't as assured for Manchester United as I thought, as the top 4 are separated by just 7 points, with 8 games left to play, 9 for Manchester United. Top 4 is completed by Crystal Palace, who are 2 clear of Chelsea, Liverpool in 6th, West Ham, Stoke City, Bournemouth and Swansea completing the top 10. Leicester dropping a little bit further down. David Moyes' Sunderland now up to 11th place in a pretty stunning first season. Manchester City have climbed up to the relegation zone. Everton's has been dropped back in. West Brom's win still means they're in the relegation zone, sadly, and Burnley gained an extra point. But as we said, I think they're long since relegated now.